Good morning. Going to the dentist today, so I'm going to put on makeup. So I thought I would do a makeup with me. Get ready with me, makeup with me. So the first thing I'm going to do is put on my rock. This is what I use. That's my moisturizer. It has SPF 30. So, put a little squirt of that in my hand, dot it all around my face. I'm a two-way mirror here. One's big, one's little, so let's start with the little one. Got my fan over there if you can hear my fan. Have to put my makeup on with a fan because it is hot here. And I'm not pulling my skin really. Kind of looks like I'm pulling my skin, but I'm really not. At 58, you don't pull your skin. No, you don't. Okay, next, I'll put my primer on. I think that's backwards. Is that backwards? Okay, well, I use bareMinerals primer. Just put a little bit on my hand, and I dot it all over my face. As you can see, being a redhead, I have a lot of freckles, and I'm going to put a little more. I'm almost out of this. And as a redhead, I burned during the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Tried not to during the 90s. Teaching my daughter not to do that, but I did. So now I can't really tell where my freckles stop. And the sunspots, age spots, whatever you want to call them, start. So it's just all over my face. Okay, now I need to let that cool a little bit, so I'm going to go get my fan and bring it over here. So don't look at my bed, I just barely made it. See, I have my fan, a little fan like this. And it blows straight on my face. And it's wonderful. Helps everything dry real fast. Okay, so next I'm going to do I use It Cosmetics. I just, the Bye Bye Pores, and I use, oh, this is translucent, that's not what I want. I want the CC. This is the Your Skin Better, but Better. Airbrush Perfection Powder, 50 plus UVA. This has taken me a while to get used to this, even opening the package. Because I've always used bareMinerals, and so bareMinerals is a loose powder. This is not, so it takes me a little bit to get it where I'm satisfied with it on my face. I've decided that I need to put a pillow under me because this chair is just way too short for this. Okay, see, I'm not used to this. I'm using probably way too much. But again, I'm not used to using this. I'm used to using something that covers up almost immediately. And this, you kind of have to build. Hope everybody had a good weekend. I did. My mother is doing so much better. I think yesterday she was pretty much by herself, except for maybe friends that came to see her in the apartment complex. She lives in an over 55 apartment complex too. Except, oh, you can see my dirty clothes. Okay, I'm gonna tilt this way, that way. Got a little bit better. There we go. We don't have to see my dirty clothes now. Hanging out the bag. Okay, so that may be okay. I don't like to use a lot of makeup. I think if women my age use a lot of makeup, it makes them look older. It's like, what are they trying to hide? But I don't do that. I'm not trying to hide anything. Oh, here, I'm using bareMinerals, and I use this as my blush. I don't do highlights and all that. This is called, I think it's called Warmth. I can't see the name of it. I can't see the name of it. I think it's called Warmth. Anyway, I'm not really sure what it's supposed to be, but I use it as my blush. And I don't go very far over on my face with blush. I go right to about right there. And I shake it off. Shake it off. Do, do, do. And that's a song, that's all I know the words. And then I go over here, put it on. I put it on below my cheekbone, kind of. And up in here a little bit because we want to mask that a little bit. And then now lately I've been putting it up in here a little bit. And a little bit right in here. Because I tend to have a little bit of a double chin sometimes if I don't hold my head up like this. I just sounded like Julia Childs. And then I have a great big brush. This is just a plain old brush. I think it's bareMinerals. I have no idea. I've had it forever and ever and ever. And I just go over everything and just really scrub, 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 blend, 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 what everybody else calls it. That's what I do. Okay. And then I put on it translucent powder. I ran out, and so I went ahead and got this. There's absolutely no color to it, which is okay because it just blends everything together. I just sort of shake it off like that. And I do just a very, very quick over and under like that. Now always make sure that I blended everything right here because I don't put stuff on my neck. I wear a lot of t-shirts and a lot of shirts that I get makeup on if the makeup is too low on my face. And so I tend not to do that. Okay, I'm done with those. Okay, now I'm going to go to my eyes. And this is what I do with my eyes. I use Gimme Brow, Benefits Gimme Brow. I also use Benefits Mascara. And I use it primer. And I tell you, I've started buying them in these because I don't put makeup on every day, so they tend to kind of go bad sometimes. So what I do is I buy the samples or the travel size, whatever you want to call it, and let's go to the big mirror here. And then what it does is if it dries out, I've only paid $12 as opposed to 20 something or whatever. So let's do the other brow. I didn't wear brows for a long, long time, and then when I started wearing brows, my daughter was like, oh, you have eyebrows. And I didn't realize that they were so important, and I didn't realize, and this is when she was little, she's 30 now, but what I didn't realize is how much they really make your face. And I didn't realize how thin mine were. I mean, well, I knew how thin because I got them waxed. Back in the 80s, everybody got their eyebrows waxed really, really thin. Then I use this, and I just sort of, I don't want it to look like it's got a lot of makeup on it, so I just do that. And there's my eyebrows. I used to get everything waxed. So I also use this sometimes. This has got like little fibers in it. Again, I got the travel size. What am I looking for now? Okay, my eyeshadow. I bought this palette from and I'm really liking it. I use, what I didn't mention is if I have like a blemish or something, or I need to cover something else up, I use my base powder as a cover up. I don't use other things to put on my face because the more I put on my face, the thicker it looks. Okay, so first I'm going to go with, you can tell I wear bifocals. I'm going to go with Wonder, this one right there. It's called Wonder. And I'm just going to do a base on it. Let's go back to the little mirror. That's just what I do for base. I started putting my makeup on like this way before I started watching YouTubers, and nobody taught me how to do it. I just did it on my own. I thought that looks good, that doesn't look good. I go a little darker if it's night. I've tried to shade, I've tried to do the corners and all that stuff. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with this brown, and it is called Intrigue. Okay, so I use brown mostly, and what I've learned with this, the better the eyeshadow, the easier it blends. And I was using just some that weren't as great as the others. Okay, I have hooded eyes, and so I have to kind of move it out this way. I try not to go down too far because I don't want my eye to look like it's going down. And so it looks like I'm putting on a lot, and I really am, but it's all going to come off. Mainly all of it. And I blend it in. See how I went up there a little bit? It looks like a wing, but it's really not. When it blends in, it'll just open my eyes more. Okay, so then I go over it with this, and I blend, 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 get all the excess off my face, all that way. Let's do this, 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 and see how much that went away. So now I'm going to use the Wonder again, and I'm going to go over it again, so it makes it even blendier. Did I just make up a word? I think I did. Okay, blendier. So there we go. My hair is wet, so I'm going to have to pull it back in a ponytail to go into the dentist. And I don't like to do that because it makes my head hurt when I lean back in the chair, but I'll do that because I don't have time to fix it. Okay, so there's my eyes. I have no idea what that looks like. I'll have to, when I do the replay, I'll have to look. That's what I do. I use Stila, this stuff. This is called an eyeliner, and I just go right on the edge. Let me get a big mirror. It depends, you know, whichever way is easiest to start is the way I start, but I go right on the lash line. Sometimes it gets bigger, and so I just have to do bigger all the way. And I can't talk and do this at the same time. There we go. The other day, I did a video and I didn't have this on, and I could really tell. So, see, I went too far up. Oh. I kind of do a dotted line. And go that way. This is not the best one in the whole world. And then I look and I see if I've gone far enough in. If I'm going out for the day, I normally don't put anything on the bottom because my lashes are long. Oh, the one thing I have that's good. And it gets on my under my eyes here, and I don't like that. Okay, so this is it. And I love this brush. It's not even a brush, it's like a wire. It's really, really, where's my mirror? There we go. It's really, really tiny. I'll put it up here, see? And it goes, and I take it all the, watch me poke my eye. I take it all the way down to the lash line. Normally don't go in the lash line like that because that just hurt. And that way, with my big brush, I don't have to do that, and it'd be more likely to hit my eyeball. I used to wear contacts, so I'm used to stuff next to my eyeball, but I really don't like foreign bodies next to my eyeball, like a wire rag. Okay, there we go. And then I'll put this on, just the tip, because it gives me a little bit of length. And I have pretty good eyelashes to begin with. They're pretty, for my age, they're pretty long. I don't think I've really been losing them. I take pretty good care. I don't sleep in my makeup or anything. So, okay, so that's that. And then comes the big guns. This one. And I really do easy with this. I do that. So I hope you had a good weekend. I did. I talked to my daughter, talked to my mom. She's doing better. And had a friend come in. She works for Department of Criminal Justice here, TDCJ. She is a guard at one of the federal prisons here in Texas, and she's only been on the job for about 2 or 3 months. I guess 4 counting her training, her boot camp. Anyway, so we talked about that all weekend. But she has a son. She's 23, almost 24, and she has a son that's 5, gonna start kindergarten. And because she hasn't, you know, when you're young, it's hard to find a job that can pay for everything. And so her son, she's been back and forth to Honduras as a missionary. And so her son, they decided that he just needed to stay down there. So she's bilingual. He's bilingual. So that's phenomenal. And so he's moved back to Texas. And she brought him over to see me. And I was so glad. I haven't seen him probably in a year. Maybe not that long. Okay. Let me tell you what's going on with my eyelashes. I had chicken pox before I was like, I don't even know if I was 2. And my chicken pox were all over my body. So I have some scars where my chicken pox were. Can you see my eyelashes? I don't know if you can see them. See if I can make this. Can I make that bigger? I don't know. Anyway, let's do. Okay, my video cut off. The very last thing I do is put on lipstick. And I love, love, love. This is Revlon ColorStay. And if I put it on, even going to the dentist, it will stay on. It stains my lips. And I had this in several different colors. I'm doing a terrible job because I just want to kind of hurry. Yep, I need to go in a few minutes. And then the very, very last thing I do is make sure my face is dry. And then I take e.l.f. And this is the setting spray. I've used the other ones. This is the best. I did a lot of research. And I just go boop, 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 boop. Make sure your eyes are open because it will get on your bottom lashes. And that's it.